welcome to episode 40 of my POA podcast, Black Hand and Beyond. It's been a while. I didn't look at the last date when we did the Leonard Lewis episode, but it's been a while since we got together. I am going to take the summer off basically, but I wanted to do this Cutest baby contest because I'd planned it and I thought it was a cool idea. So I want to thank the people that basically sponsored this. It was $5 to get your colt or foal entered in this, and I know some people asked why wasn't this baby in or that baby. They just didn't understand how it worked on Facebook, that there actually was an entry fee and you had to be entered to be in this. So I want to thank the people that did get in it. We have 31 babies to look at tonight, and it's been judged not by me but by someone else, and it's a cuteness contest. So again, there's just like at a show, there's no right or wrong answers. It's not for confirmation or anything like that. We did have one breeder put in 13 babies, so I want to thank her, and that was Jess Drish from the Pony Farm, Drish Kata, DVM from Iowa. So, and I want to thank everyone else too, and everyone will get their due tonight. Their names will be mentioned. How we'll do this is we're going to show all 31 babies, and I'm going to just quick say their name if I have it, and then their sire and their dam, their breeder and their current owner. Usually it's the same as the breeder, but some of these have been sold already. And then you'll see the picture while I'm doing that. And then once we go through all 31, we'll see the 10 pictures of the top 10. We'll start with the 10th one and go on down to number 1. And I'll just repeat everything again. Got a couple Iowa people watching already. Hi, Jan. Hi, Terry. Thanks for joining in. Welcome back. Like I said, as more people join in again, we are going to be back doing these full-time probably this fall. So, like I said, this is episode 40. I do have some planned out. We still got to conquer the hardship episode. I know that brought up some different emotions on Facebook. So, I'm not going to approach it with kid gloves. I'm just going to do it. That's how this show goes. We're just going to do it when we get to it. And then I got some other cool ideas for episodes too. Of course, we always have some farms to talk about then and now. I want to have some conversations with people. We lost another legend in the POAs this past week when Jerry King passed away, and they're not making any more old timers like that. We have so many old breeders and promoters. Jerry was known more as the president of the club and a show dad, and he did breed some too, the 4Ks out there, but he raised his children in POAs. And he was very instrumental to helping the club survive, especially in the 80s and the early 90s. And he was the president of the board for, I believe, almost 6 years. And then he was again later in his life. He came back and was on the board and was asked if he would be president. He did for a while. Jerry had some health issues for a long time. So just rest in peace, Jerry King. And if any of his family's watching, I always remember Jerry very fondly. He always had time for people, no matter your age or your involvement level in POAs. So, all right, with that said, we're going to get into these babies here. You probably won't see my good-looking face down in the corner tonight. I'm going to have the baby on the screen because I'm going to be like this, looking down, reading. I kind of memorized these 31 babies pretty good, but I couldn't memorize them all the way. But I could match the pictures with the owners by the end of the last week, so by the weekend. So that's pretty good. So Tracy said can't sign in with eCam. Who knows? But I see it's you, Tracy, so that's good. There's only one person I haven't been able to tell who it was. That's the one right before Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Again, Minnesota's strong tonight. A lot of people from Iowa and Minnesota, the north. So, and then Tracy's holding down the Florida base there. So, and I'm not sure who that was that said hi. I know I just talked to Jess via instant message, Jess Drish, and she said she was working still. So hopefully she can watch tonight since she entered so many foals in this competition. So here we go. We're going to get to it. Again, thanks everybody for watching. We'll probably have a lot more people join. Again, if anybody asks you how to watch us, it's on POA History Group, and it'll be recorded on there, and it'll be on there for all times to watch. It'll be pinned after tonight to the top, just like all the other episodes. All 39 are pinned. Leonard Lewis is the last episode. I put a little advertisement out for that. So, hi Kent, that says Facebook user. So, Dean is right ahead of me. Okay, so Dean's up there, and then somebody's right there on there too. So, all right, people are starting to join now. So, we're going to start out with entry number 101. And that is Charlie Girl. And this is her registered name is J&J Justified Expense. by Silent Review, and the dam is I'm Buckin' Dirty, and the breeder is Jeremy or Julie Stebbins from Kansas, and the current owner, she's already been sold, and the current owner is Amanda Lechner. So that's number 101, Charlie Girl. Number 102 I should say, number 102 entry is Wally. Wally's also from Kansas. His registered name is J&J Stole the Wonder by Salty Stole the Look, and out of J&J Poco Miss Daisy May. Again, the breeders are Jeremy and Julie Stebbins from Kansas, and the current owner, he's already been sold to legendary POA family, and Susie Denny bought this colt, so that's where he's at now. And if you want to judge these at home, like I say, we're going to show the top 10 at the end. Who we had someone judge these, and again, it's just a cuteness contest. But if you want to follow along and judge it, it was supposed to be on cuteness. We're not judging conformation or color, but you can judge however you want. Face markings, tails, whatever you want. It's a fun deal. It's supposed to be fun tonight. So that was 102. Here is 103. This is Opie, another Kansas colt. His registered name is J&J Smooth Operator. You have to sing it when you say it. That's part of the deal. The sire is Silent Review, and the dam is J&J Spanish Looking Angel. Again, breeders is Jeremy or Julie Stebbins from Kansas, and they also still own this colt. Number 104 is Kimber. Kimber's registered name is Romantic Intentions. Sire is Tribute to Intense. The dam is AKA Heavenly Romance. The breeder is Bonnie Shepherd and Amber Hansen, and the current owner is Arnell Ernst. Tracy, I can see you. I can see you just fine, so I don't know why it says eCam's not working, but you're up there along with quite a few other people. So my favorite part of the year was always the babies. Yep, I don't know who said that, but somebody just wrote that, so that's cool. Thank you for all the participation. Number 105 is Kenzie. Kenzie's registered name is BBR Lady Kensington, sired by I'll Be Charmed, and the dam is ECE Diamond Twisted Bar. The breeder is Tara or Sheraton Geisbert, and they're the current owners too. And if I mess up some of these names, I apologize. You know, I'm from a different part of the country sometimes, and I say names different than you're supposed to. Entry number 106 is Jedi, and this is Trophies, Whiskey, and Rain, sired by Misty's Gold Trophy, and the dam is Sage's Rain or Shine. The breeder is Linda Hunter, and Linda currently owns this baby as well. Jedi 106. Number 107 is sired by I'm a Little White Lie, and out of Dutch Azure Sky. Now, this is entered by Jess Drish Kada from Iowa, and she didn't have time. She entered 13, which I thank her so much because we only had 31 entered, so she kind of saved the day in this competition. And again, I didn't judge this, someone else did, so I can't be biased or anything like that. I just wanted to say she didn't have time to say all the names. I believe this one's a filly. I figured that out somehow, but again, no baby name or registered name. She does on a few of these, so but you can always ask Jess who these are. So this is number 107. 108 is another pony farm, and this is La La Lazy is the sire, and the dam is Learning to Fly. So this is entry number 108 from the pony farm. Tracy, I don't have any sisters, so I have a few sisters-in-law, so it might have been a niece. Might have been Jessica. I bet it was. I bet it was Jessica Rourke from Minnesota that said that. Okay, so that's 108. We go to 109. And this baby is sired by Pal Casey Jones, and the dam is Impulses a Little Bit Saucy. Again, the Pony Farm is the breeder and owner. That was number 109. Yep, Jessie Rourke. That's right. That's my niece. That's my brother Kirk's middle daughter, Tracy. Okay, so we go to number 110. And this baby is sired by Supernatural and out of RPR's Shotgun Annie. And again, this is a Pony Farm entry from Iowa. So number 110. We move on to number 111, and I was joking with Jess on Instant Messenger a couple days ago. I said, I hope I don't mess this up because so many babies and so many pictures with the pedigree. So I was hoping she could be on here to see, but if I messed it up, it might have just been one or two. Most of these should match the pedigree. So I wrote down the description of every one, and then I almost memorized it too. So this is entry number 111, and this one is sired by Supernatural, and the dam is Spanish Platinum and Chrome. Again, entered by the Pony Farm. That was number 111. This is number 112, and this one has a registered name, and the name is The Midnight Rendezvous. And the sire is 50 Shades Darker, and the dam is The Usual Suspect. Again, this one's bred by the Pony Farm and owned by the Pony Farm, which could change by the minute maybe on some of these babies. They might be sold this week. Tracy said watched a bunch of these born, and I can't keep them straight. Good, that makes me feel better. When we do this contest again, maybe we'll have more people enter. Somebody said, I wish I could have been able to enter my little guy. I was hoping to get 100 entries, and maybe I was shooting for the moon. I know it's still early, but I wanted to do it before show season really got underway, like the Congress and stuff. I know it's going right now, but before it got too hot and heavy. And why these babies were still little is what I was hoping for, little cute shots, and that's what we got. But we have 31 cool babies, so that's good. So again, that was number 112, The Midnight Rendezvous. We move on to number 113, and this is an RPR's Impulsive Superman baby, and the dam is CRF Follow Your Impulse, and the breeder and current owner is Jessica Drish Cada, DVM from Iowa. Number 113. Here is number 114, and this one is Riker, is his barn name, and I've Got the Power is the registered name. Some of these names may be pending, of course, but they've been sent in or on the way. The sire to I've Got the Power is I've Got Superpowers, and the dam is Blazing Hot Chocolate, APHC, and the breeder and owner of this one is Jill Goodall. But Jess sent it in for Jill. Another Iowa breeder. So that was 114, Riker. Here is 115. This is another RPR's Impulsive Superman baby, and the dam is Star Spangled. And of course, again, that's the Pony Farm breeder and owner. Yeah, it's hard to have time sometimes on some of these. Just like showing babies, it's so hard to show babies, take them out, and just the risk and the heat and everything, and clipping them and traveling down the road, and just the time to get a baby ready seems to be hard. Okay, so again, this was 115. Now we're on 116. This is an RPR's Impulsive Superman baby, and the dam is DK Wish Upon a Dream. And this one's bred by and owned by Jessica Drish Cada. Number 116. We move on to number 117. This is a I've Got Superpowers baby, And the dam is RAR Sweet Talkin' Gal, an AQHA mare. And this one is bred by and owned by the Pony Farm. Number 117. We move on to number 118. And we have another I've Got Superpowers. This is the sire, and the dam is Spanish Debutante. The breeder and current owner is the Pony Farm. That was number 118. 119. This one's also sired by I've Got Superpowers, and the dam is Blue Ain't Your Color, I believe an AQHA mare, and the breeder is Jessica Drish Cada and current owner. Again, thank you, Jess, for entering so many babies, taking time out to do that. I know it's a hectic schedule. Tracy said this is a full brother to my mare. I've got Girl Power. That's good to know. I didn't realize that. So that was number 119. 118. You want to know who the dam is? It was Spanish Debutante. Melissa was the dam of 118. Two back. Okay, we move on to number 120. And this is Bruce. And Bruce's name pending is MVP Looking for a Pulse. His sire is MSF Looking to Be Epic. And the dam is a quarter horse mare named Miss Sandy Impulse. The breeder and current owner is Katie Muller Crane. Katie entered 4 babies, so we thank her for that. That's number 1 of her 4, and that's entry number 120. Now we have entry number 121. This is Tinker. And Tinker is sired by MVP Looking to Be... Epic is the sire, but the registered name of Tinker is going to be MVP Looking to Be Scootin', and of course MSF Looking to Be Epic is the sire. MSF Looking to Be Epic, and the dam is Sacagawea, and the breeder is Katie Muller Crane, and she's the current owner as well. That was number 121, Tinker. Here is number 122. We do have a few spots in this contest tonight. 122 is Pumpkin. Pumpkin's name is going to be MVP Looking for Gold. The sire again is MSF Looking to Be Epic. That's Katie's young stallion out there, out west. And the dam is Gold Impulsive Camella, I believe is the name. Again, the breeder is Katie Muller Crane, and Katie's also the current owner. So that's number 122, Pumpkin. I just like saying all the barn names. Here's 123. This is Wayne. And I don't have Wayne's registered name, but his sire is MSF Looking to Be Epic, and the dam is Vanessa 5 Dot, an AQHA mare, and the breeder and current owner is Tori Rice. So this is entry 123, Wayne. He's a cute little guy, isn't he? Short little guy. Of course, the grass is covering up his pasterns there, so he looks even shorter. So we move on to entry number 124. And this is Sunday. And her registered name is going to be Berry Sweet Perfection, sired by I've Got Superpower, and the dam is Made of Copper. This one was entered by Melissa or Tim Andring from Minnesota, and they also entered 3, so thank you very much. And Melissa's watching tonight, so that's cool. This one was easy for me to remember because the star on her forehead, I called it the bird. I made notes on every paper so I'd know which picture I was on because, you know, there's no name listed on the pictures. And I put laying down bird star. So to me, it looks like a bird on her head. I think that's a real cool mark. So again, this is entry number 124, Sunday. This is entry number 125, and this is Milkshake. And Milkshake's registered name is Berry Sweet Guaranteed, sired by the late Guaranteed Equity, and the dam is Silver's Precious Lady. Again, this one was bred by and currently owned by Melissa or Tim Andring. Entry number 125, Milkshake. Entry number 126 is Scoopy. And Scoopy is Berry Sweet Fantasy is the registered name. Sire is RPR's Impulsive Superman. And the dam is Dutch Rock and Roll. Again, the breeders are Melissa or Tim Andring, and they're also the current owner. There is a lot of nice babies. I'm glad we did this. I think this was a cool deal. And again, I thank you for everyone that supported me on this, entering your babies. I know it's tough to do it, but I'm glad the people that could, and I understand the people that couldn't as well. So again, that was entry number 126, Scoopy. Melissa said 126 Scoopy, think Culvers, you northern folks. See, we have Brahms down here in Oklahoma, but I remember there was a Culvers right before I moved from Minnesota. Hutchinson, Minnesota got a Culvers. I believe it's a Wisconsin chain for those of you too far from the Midwest. You know, we don't have Steak and Shakes up in Minnesota. I don't think we have Steak and Shakes here. There may be one Steak and Shake now in Minnesota. I'm not sure. Melissa can say that. Thanks, Jan. I'm glad you thought it was a great idea, and thank you for entering a baby. We haven't got to yours yet, but we will soon. So again, this was 126 Scoopy. We move on to 127, and this is Jolene. And Jolene is going to be Queen of Hearts is her registered name. And the sire is JBJ's Looking Bright-Eyed, and the dam is True Obsession. Her breeder is Mike or Charlene Aston, and Mike and Charlene also still own her. So a Georgia baby here. Number 127, Jolene. There's a lot of songs I could be singing tonight, I notice. I'm not going to sing. I sung Smooth Operator a little bit earlier, but I can't do Dolly Parton very well, so I'm not going to sing Jolene. Okay, we move on to entry number 128, and this is Jordy. And Jordy is sired by A Lasting Impulse, and the dam is Dancing in the Dirt, a well-known mare. And he's bred by Leo or Leanne Hawk from Iowa, and they also own this baby. And I believe they raised the sire and dam of this baby as well, and of course the grandsire. So this is number 128, barn name Jordy. I got some attention there. Allison liked that one. Okay, we're on to entry number 129. And this is Pine. Pine's taking a little nap there. Registered name's going to be Gold Pine Interest. Sired by Gold Matrix. The dam is Impulsive Gold Rosa. Of course, both those POAs were bred by Jan Rogers. And the current owner is Jan as well from Iowa. Number 129, that's Pine. We have a few left here before we enter our top 10. It's going to be a short show tonight, so I hope you enjoy it. We started back a little easy. There was a lot of work putting this show together, though, but the pictures was pretty nice. I got an idea. Doing all these pictures sometimes can be the most strenuous thing, especially when, like on Leonard Lewis's or Jackie Guthrie's episodes. Some of these episodes I have close to 200 pictures, and that's like a full-time job. So this fall I might have a few what's just called conversations, and it's going to be like a true podcast. We might not have any pictures, I might just have a phone guest or maybe a video guest since we're not having any pictures, and we're just going to chat it up about POAs. And I think that might be a cool idea. I'd like you guys' feedback on that. So again, this was number 129, Pine. We move on to number 130. And I don't have a name for this. I don't think they had a name. I told them name it Shades of Maverick was my suggestion. I realize there's a Top Gun that came from this program, but the sire is 50 Shades Darker, and the dam is CRF Miss Rosa. And they wrote on the caption is Making Friends. So they didn't have a name for the baby yet, but Making Friends was the caption. So again, this is Dean or Janet Damon, of course. Damon from Iowa, great breeders. They're the breeder and the owner. And I know this is a little colt here with Dean. So that was number 130. We got to send Dean some name suggestions on him. Maybe by now he's got one picked out. I don't know if he liked Shades of Maverick or not, barn name Maverick. I thought it was good, you know. But okay, so we move on to the last foal entered. This is entry number 131, and this is Distraction. I don't think it's a distraction, is it? Maybe raising POAs or any horses is a distraction, but the registered name pending is BPR Shotzi's Iconic Distraction. I got that out. Okay, and the sire is Icon, and the dam is Gotta Look Shotzi Baby. And the breeder is Brush Poppin' Ranch. That's Sylvia Passo from southern Minnesota. They're also the current owner. So Brush Poppin' Ranch and Sylvia Passo, they own the stallion Icon. And this is the last baby in the competition tonight. Entry number 131, Distraction. Okay, so I hold in my hand the top 10 list, like David Letterman's top 10 list, but these are not jokes. This is the truth. So again, this wasn't done by me or anybody you guys know. It is a horse person, but I had somebody just take a look at these, and I said just judge it as a cuteness contest. So just like when you go to a show, there's no right or wrong answers. Again, I want to thank everybody for participating, and we're going to go ahead and go right in here. So here we go. Running into the top 10 this was entry number 113. And this is an RPR's Impulsive Superman baby. And the dam was CRF Follow Your Impulse. And Jess Drish didn't have time to get me all the names on these. She did on a couple of them, but not all of them. So we're just going to say the running baby here. And it's a Impulsive Superman baby. Breeder Jessica Drish Cada. So that's number 10. Number 9 was entry 126, and this is Scoopy. Scoopy is Berry Sweet Fantasy. Again, RPR's Impulsive Superman. So he's number 10 and 9. He's the sire of both those. And the dam is Dutch Rock and Roll, Melissa or Tim Andring. So Scoopy is your 9th place baby. Number 8 is sired by La La Lazy. He's a black corridor stallion here in Oklahoma, and out of Learning to Fly. Again, this one is bred and owned by the Pony Farm. Nice diamond star there. I got it down as the baby, red baby with star, mare, swish, and tail. That's how I have it listed, so that's how I remembered it. This was entry number 108 if you're keeping track at home. And this is 8th place. La La Lazy and Learning to Fly is the mother. Number 7. 7th place is entry number 124. Sunday. Sunday is Berry Sweet Perfection by I've Got Superpowers, and the dam is Made of Copper. Breeder is Melissa or Tim Andring. So this is their second one in the top 10. Congratulations, they placed 7th. Scoopy is actually Sophie Andring's baby, but registered to us. I have to give her the credit. Okay, we want to make sure. We'll send the participation trophy to her. No, I'm just kidding. She's all her project. Well, that's good. I'm glad she's got a project. So that was Scoopy back there in ninth. This is Sunday, another one from Andrings, and this is 7th place, entry 124. Coming in 6th place was entry number 107. It was the first one of the 13 entered by Jessica Drish Kada. And this one is a filly sired by I'm a Little White Lie. And the dam is Dutch Ozer Sky. So I'm a Little White Lie is the few spot stallion owned by the Phillips in Iowa. And this is one of his babies here. So entry number 107 takes 6th place. 5th place is entry 112. And this is, I believe, Rendezvous is her name. The Midnight Rendezvous is going to be the registered name, sired by 50 Shades Darker. And the usual suspects, the Dam, that's a Pony Farm mare by the Midnight Special and out of Winchester's Valentine. Breeder and owner is the Pony Farm. 5th place, Midnight Rendezvous. 4th place is entry number 110. And this is sired by Supernatural. And the dam is RPR's Shotgun Annie. Breeder and owner is the Pony Farm. So when you enter 13, you got a good chance of being placed many times. And that's what happened to the Pony Farm and Jess Drishkada tonight. So 4th place is entry number 110. Supernatural and RPR's Shotgun Annie. I hope everybody's still enjoying the show. We're about ready to get into the top 3. That's my drum roll. I know it wasn't too good. Okay, so 3rd place goes to entry number 121. And this is Tinker. And Tinker's from, I believe, Oregon. The name of Tinker, his registered name, is going to be, or her, MVP, looking to be Scootin'. The sire is MSF, looking to be Epic. Nice little leopard stud. And the dam, I believe, is Sacagawea, is how you say that. The breeder is Katie Muller Crane, and that's the current owner as well. And I want to thank Katie for entering 4 in this. She also entered her stallion in my stallion episode we did, the Stallion Showcase stallion roster back in December. That was heavily watched, over 1,000 views on that episode. So thank you everyone for participating and watching tonight. So that was 3rd place, entry number 121, Tinker, which is registered name MVP, looking to be Scootin'. We go to 2nd place. Is everybody excited? It's tense. It's tense, isn't it? Okay, here we go. 2nd place is... This is a baby by I've Got Superpowers, and the dam is Spanish Debutante. So the Pony Farm is the breeders and owners. A few spot here. Colt, obviously. Nice face mark. So 2nd place was, if you're keeping track at home again, entry number 118. Entered by Jessica Drish Kada, and it's bred and owned by the Pony Farm. I've Got Superpowers, and Spanish Debutante is the dam. Okay, so that's all the time we have for that. No, I'm just kidding. We have the winner we got to do yet, right? I just wanted to come on here and make sure everybody was still paying attention. So we have one left here. The 1st place winner. This one has a barn name, and it also has a registered name. And this person was did pretty well tonight. They entered 3. He's placed in the top 10. So without further ado, we'll go to the 1st place winner tonight, the champion, and that is Milkshake. Milkshake's the winner. His registered name is Berry Sweet Guaranteed, sired by Guaranteed Equity, and the dam is Silver's Precious Lady. Breeder and owner is Melissa or Tim Andring from Minnesota. Again, I didn't do the judging, so it wasn't a Minnesota connection or anything like that. The babies that did place tonight were all entered by people that entered multiples. So Melissa had entered 3, and all 3 were in the top 10. Katie entered 4, and one of them got in the top 10. And then Jess entered 13, and 6 of them, 6 of the 13 got in the top 10. So, of course, she has some cute babies. All these babies, I think, in their own way, were special and cute. I hope to hear about some of these in the future. Won't that be cool? Someday you see them going around the rail at a show, and you can say, hey, I seen this on Kent's podcast back when it was a little bitty baby standing in a stall with a green bucket. So, judging was done blind. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. This was a quick show. We're just a little over a half an hour here. I can't go home and watch This Is Us anymore because that's not on anymore. So, but I can go home and spend some time with my beautiful wife, Monica. Melissa, I'll probably bring your award to Tulsa if that's okay. Save on shipping. And everybody else, your participation ribbons are in the mail. I'm just joking. But thank you, everybody. Again, congratulations to Melissa and Tim Andring from Minnesota, and Milkshake, whose registered name is Berry Sweet Guaranteed by Guaranteed Equity and out of Silver's Precious Lady. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Again, tell everybody about the show, and they can watch this anytime if they want to ever go back and review. We have some pretty cool episodes. I think this one was short and sweet and pretty cool as well. But we have some very historical episodes that we've done in the past that if anybody ever wants to get questions answered or see some photos, like the Stallion episode about the Grand Champion Stallions, all the Grand Champion Stallions in history except one has their picture on there, and I found his picture too late on an Eastern Sales catalog, so it was in my garage the whole time. It just didn't make the show. So, there's a lot of historical information on these. I'm glad you loved it, Jan. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It's going to be a while till we meet again. Like I said, it'll probably be in August or September, maybe later. I got to do my Minnesota-Iowa trip yet sometime, probably in August or September now, later in the year. I will be in Tulsa, so I'll see everyone there. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Terry, Melissa, Tracy, everybody that watched tonight and that chimed in. See you guys in Tulsa. Enjoy the song.